Now, boys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here, and welcome back to another episode of this FIFA 23 Tottenham Hotspur career mode. And in today's episode, we have an action-packed December. This is going to be a very difficult month for us to get through. It is game after game after game. This is where squad rotation is going to be tested to the limit. But we're having a good season, and after December is January. So that's a big opportunity for us to make some transfers, which I think we are going to make some big transfers because we're doing really well at the minute. We're flying well in the league. We're basically through in the Europa League, although I want to finish top of the group. So this game I'm highlighting. I don't know if we're going to get through the entire month in this episode, but I'm going to do my best. And one of the players that has been suggested heavily for the transfer window is this man right here. So instantly, boys, you're going to have to tell me how to say his name. If you're new to the channel, smash subscribe. Hit the like button if you're going to enjoy the video. But if you are new around here, you will know that I can't say these names. And this is going to murder me. So I need the input. I need the advice from you guys down below on if we did go in for him. Not saying we are gonna. How the hell do I say his name? Something else that was mentioned as well was actually player development on this year's game. And I think it's been nerfed massively because basically everybody is on a development plan. And the growth that you see season on, season out is just way slower. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. I think for some players it'll be a negative because you can't take a player that isn't expected to be as good and use that dynamic potential and turn them into a great player. Then in a realism sense, seeing a player go from like 75 to 85 in the space of a couple of seasons does make it a little bit more realistic. But yeah, that's why we're not seeing so much growth. But the development plans are set up, so there's nothing different to what we would normally do. I just think on FIFA 23, you don't get anywhere near as much growth. The first match in this episode with the new sliders is going to be Leicester, but I don't actually think I'm going to play this one. But I will do the playable highlights because we haven't done it in a while. Now, we've got a load of tired players. I've mentioned squad rotation. This is the time that we need it. And the biggest issue, and I may have dropped the ball on this one, probably should have signed another centre-back because, as you can see, Tanganga and Romero are absolutely knackered. So is Langley. So we are a little bit screwed at centre-back. So I think that's initially going to be the position we go in for instantly once we hit January. And it has been quite a while since I've done these playable highlights, so I don't even know if sliders impact the playable highlights. What do you reckon, guys? I don't even know if the sliders have any impact on these playable highlights, but hopefully here at 0-0, 25 minutes in, we're going to have a good opportunity to play through Ivan Toney. Am I? I'm not, but I might have a good opportunity to play through Richarlison. That's a fantastic touch from Richarlison. Can I go all the way with him? He's been in fine goal-scoring form recently. It's saved, and Ivan Toney can't get to the second ball. Straight off the bat, we're 1-0 down and already in the second half. I mean, this has gone forward pretty quick. Let's just think this one over, see whatever happens. That is not one of my prouder moments in terms of a ball played forward, and we can't win the second ball either. Still 1-0 down, though, and we've got a counter-attack. We've got an opportunity, at least, to get a goal back. Go on then, Richarlison. Ivan Toney over the top. Sionchu easily dealt with it. He did. This is not going in my favour. We're going to lose it 2-0 in the end to Leicester. I need to brush up on these playable highlights. It's so 50-50. The only issue that you have with them is that there's no guarantee that you're going to get good highlights. As you can see there, we only really, I think the first highlight, maybe the second highlight that we had, were good opportunities. But Leicester bagging 2 goals as well, it just makes it really difficult. Might be an option to play attacking and defensive highlights. I might try that in this one. Considering that if we win this game as well, we are top of the group and comfortably through. And I'm intrigued to see who we get in the next round. This is going to be starting 11, very, very strong starting 11. This is definitely a game we should be winning. But we've got snow for the first time this season. Let's see how it works, playing the attacking and defensive. I've actually not done attacking and defensive highlights before in the game. I've just always left it to chance on the opposition. Scott, what was that ball? I'm going to have made a mistake. What was the pass? Was I ever supposed to do anything with that offensive highlight? I don't know. It does not feel like it. And now they have an opportunity. Let's see what we can do with this opportunity. They'll do absolutely nothing. Straight back to Lafont. All right at corners recently. I'll be all right here. In towards Harry Kane. Oh, he doesn't quite get onto it, but I am going to recoup the football. Play that one out there to Kulusevski. He do now. I'm so tempted to go with the outside of my foot there. I went against it in the end. Still got it with Romero, though. Romero now. Play that one out wide. Inside Modric. Into Harry Kane for 1-0. Surely he does not miss from that position. I mean, such a good goal-scoring season so far, Harry Kane. Now, you get to deal with a counter-attack from the opposition. Maybe it's better to play these highlights. I don't know. Give me the feedback down below. Do we just not play any highlights at all? How do you think we should go about it? Because I'm just so undecided on how I think works best to get through games quicker with months like this one. Oh, I wish it would let you have the counter-attack as well. Like, this is... How are we playing so badly? They've got solo run now. We are playing horrendously. was a poor touch from him now. And just driving... Oh, Romero. That was horrendous. They are absolutely dominating me. We've had like one highlight to their 5. I'm not happy about this right now. We're in the second half. Harry Kane's got a corner. Not a corner. Free kick. I'm going to dink that one in. That's a good ball in. If we could win that header, pretty sure that would have been a goal. Luckily, moments later, we're going to get another attack. We go into Richarlison. Richarlison's going to play it straight into Harry Kane. Harry Kane is going to make it. Oh, he's not. I thought he was going to make it 2-1. He's not. But we're going to have another Spurs attack. All important. I mean, these attacks are coming in strange times. Is there actually a defender that can catch Harry Kane there? There is. But Richarlison is going to be onside. And he's not going to score. How are we not scoring these opportunities? It's still 1-1. We want to top the group. Do whatever it takes here to try and top the group. But at this moment in time, oh, that's not the pass I was trying to play. Harry Kane keeps it. He doesn't. That just wasn't the through ball I was trying to play. I'm going to try and 1-2 this with Richarlison. I don't need to 1-2 it. Richarlison this time. Do not mess this up. Richarlison, it's saved again. Their goalkeeper. He's had one of the best games of his career in this match, without a shadow of a doubt. Can't believe that ended 1-1, to be honest with you. They only really had that one good through ball playable highlight. We didn't have that. Do need to get better at these highlights, though. I'm well aware of that. It also means that we finished second in the group. That's got to have gone on head-to-head. But I'm pretty sure we beat Wolfsburg and lost to them. So, I mean, how does that head-to-head work then? Wouldn't it go on goal difference? Which we have better goal difference than Wolfsburg. So I'm not quite sure how they've worked out that Wolfsburg should be finishing top here and us second, but that's the end result we've got. We don't mind. We will beat everyone on our route to the final if that's what it takes. Everton up next then, and we're not going to leave this one to the highlights. We're going to play this game here at Goodison Park. This is going to be our starting 11. Son, Kane, Kulusevski, Edwards, Sessegnon, Lo Celso, and Basuma, Romero, Tanganga, Guehi, and Lafont in net. This Everton team isn't that bad. They've signed Volland. They're having an okay season so far as well. They are playing pretty much 5 at the back. They're going to be very, very difficult for us to break down. 5 at the back has probably, without a doubt, been my most difficult formation I've faced. I find it very, very hard to break down. So it does mean that this one could be a difficult game at Goodison. And we need to keep the wins coming. We started off the season so well. We have tweaked a lot, though, which has made it so much more difficult in these games. I'll be so more laser focused. But hopefully, well, that didn't work out well for me, but we're going to get the ball back. Oh, we're not. What's actually been given there? Does anybody have any idea what the referee blew for there? Because I definitely don't. Not even 4 minutes in. And I mentioned Volland at the start of the game, but he's instantly injured. Not even 4 minutes in. So Kevin Volland will be coming off. And that's probably the big acquisition for Everton in terms of going forward up top. He's off the pitch. Kevin Volland has been replaced now then by Ludovic Ajorque. Ajorque? Not sure how you say that, but the French striker. Let's see how he gets on. He's big and physical, but I don't think he's very quick. I ended up using him, I think, in Ultimate Team, so I don't think he's very quick, which might... Wow, he's gone in 2 foot. Send him off, ref. Imagine this. They've barely had a striker on the pitch. Send him off, back pocket. Oh my God. Kevin Volland goes off injured within, what, the first 4 minutes? They bring on Ludovic. His first touch, he hasn't even touched the football. Brings down Basuma. Sent off. Madness at Goodison Park then to kick off this game. I cannot believe that he's got himself sent off already. I mean, it works out fantastically. For me, Kulusevski's ball there to Harry Kane. Not quite finding his way through. If there's only 2 defenders there, though, we are in. Now, red cards on FIFA 22 would make the opposition actually play better. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case this year. We have had 1 red card already, but as you can see here, we're being torn wide open. Well in Tanganga. Rayleigh has started to earn his favour back in the squad for me, and I'm loving him at the minute. Harry Kane, weights and weights. Edwards might not be played in here. Edwards is played in. He found his shooting boots in the last episode. Edwards again! Oh, he always takes it with his right because he's so much more comfortable on his right, and he's just not going to find the back of the net from that position. Spot that run of Edwards again. Play it into him. Edwards just wants that run back of Harry Kane, doesn't he? He didn't get it, and then it's a goal, but he's miles offside. I reacted way too slowly, but at least we found the back of the net in some capacity. The most dramatic moment of that first half was the red card. Apart from that, we just haven't really got anything going. I can't break this 5 at the back down, and I don't know how to pull them out of position. The red cards probably made this game more difficult for me because they're just defending deeper and deeper. Rare opportunity for Everton in this match so far, but they're going to have one here with this corner. We need to get this ball out as quick. Oh, that is dreadful. Tarkowski, Keane. Going to be blocked in the end. We're going to get away with it. We'll make a ton of changes then in the hopes that I can find 3 points in this game. I haven't felt like Everton at any point are going to score. That doesn't make a difference, does it, if we can't score? Spence is on now as well, and he's just been fantastic. But Richarlison's ball into Spence there wasn't so fantastic. Praying for a Pickford mistake, to be honest with you. A little bit of a rush of blood to his head and a little mistake from Pickford would be a huge favour. Maddison on as well, and he's been very good this season at getting into those pockets and creating something when we've needed it. I want Harry Kane in over the top. I'm going to get Harry Kane in over the top. Oh, he's the top goal scorer, and he should be finding the back of the net there. That was that one moment I've been waiting for this entire match. He can't find the back of the net. It was difficult to get beyond Tarkowski, but great save, Pickford. Oh, this could be a late goal for Everton. What a save from Lafont. What a way for us to lose the match if they'd have scored then. See what Everton can do from the corner. Hopefully, absolutely nothing. We can get the referee to blow his whistle here because there's been a long time played on. But unfortunately for us, with a red card so early on, a side like Tottenham, if we want to be top four, we want to be title contenders in the future, those are the games where we have to figure out how to break the team down. That was extremely difficult. Only a point from what definitely should have been free. And I can't help but think that moment with Harry Kane, please just find the back of the net. But we have fixed one issue, and that is these ridiculous high-scoring games. So I am happy with the sliders at this current moment in time because we're not getting these mad high-scoring games anymore. The matches have been rescheduled because we have the Europa League draw. And if you've ever seen a worse month in your life for a football team than February for this Tottenham side, I would not believe you. Manchester City to kick off February, and then Atletico Madrid in the Europa League. In the Europa League, the first knockout round, Atletico Madrid, twice. Also, let's chuck in Manchester United and Liverpool in the month of February. EA, you have had my pants down. This is the worst month I've ever seen. We're going to have to play all of those games, so we're probably going to split February up. But I cannot believe that that is our schedule for the month of February. We're not done. We need victories. So this Burnley game is all important. Going to be a quick sim, obviously. They're rock bottom in the league at this current moment in time. This is the starting 11. Can't start Harry Kane because he's absolutely knackered. Old age is slowly starting to creep in. He's absolutely knackered. So Richarlison and Son up top. Maddison in behind. Kulusevski's going to play right mid. This is a strong enough starting 11 to beat rock bottom Burnley. But the sims in the last episode did not go my way. They will do this time. Heung-min Son getting a brace, Modric, and also Maddison. So that's massive for us. We needed that victory, get ourselves back on track. Doesn't get any easier, though, because straight after that, just like 2 days later, again, we are going to be playing against Newcastle. Top of the league at this current moment in time, Newcastle at St. James's Park. I am extremely excited to play this one, but I'm not extremely excited by the kit clash that has been presented here straight at the start. It does make it a little bit more difficult because we have extremely similar kits. I'm going to air with this one. I think that kit makes the most sense. Hopefully, when we're playing the game, we'll agree with that. This is the starting 11 then for the Newcastle game. It's pretty much what you're used to seeing at the moment. The only change was recommended one. Kulusevski's been playing Cam a lot more, and Edwards back to right midfield. We're going to monitor that, see how it goes. Illich is in for this match as well because we do have a lot of tired legs, and Lenley will play as our middle centre-back with Gahey as the left centre-back. Newcastle do have a very strong lineup. They keep improving this team. I think Newcastle in career mode, if you're doing one in the Prem this season, are just going to get stronger and stronger. But I do think it's a team we can beat. And their back line should be a lot easier to break down than that Everton one. Newcastle currently sit with the best defence in the league as well. And I've just been talking about how they should be easier to break down than Everton. Probably not. If there ever was a time to change that for Newcastle, it would be now. Hopefully, they'll be willing to ship a few goals for me. And we can win this one comfortably. And nothing's been comfortable since the slider change. And I like it. But it is making for a much more difficult time for us here with this Tottenham team. As I speak, I think Tottenham are currently playing to see if they're going to make it through in the Champions League. So good luck there to you Tottenham fans that are part of the channel. I hope it's the result that you want. I think they're playing against Marseille. Why would you not let me keep running there with Son, referee? Why would you pull this one back? Look, I've never really played these balls forward. This time I am. And it might actually work. Illich! Oh my God. It nearly worked perfectly. He has to just hit that first time. I know he was stretching. It was very difficult for him to get onto it, but he's got to just go for that, right? I would have absolutely adored if we could have scored there. Kulusevski been a little bit slack on the ball. First touch, not very good. The first touch this year is a little bit more iffy than in past years, but too iffy. St. Maximum, Isaac. Oh, it didn't change to the right player. And that's what happens. When it doesn't change to the right player, that's what happens. I wanted Lenley there. I, without a shadow of a doubt, did not want the man further away from Alexander Isak. And there we go. Newcastle 1-0 already. Just a few mechanical things. Like, I genuinely just wanted to be Langley. Just let me be Langley. We've been comeback kings in the past. Let's hope to be comeback kings again. 9 goals in 18 matches for Isak. We can do it. I know we can. It's just frustrating on a game when you concede to the fact that if you'd have changed the right player, you might not have conceded. Edwards now. That's just not where I'm trying to pass the football. It's doing that a lot at the minute. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm finding it extremely frustrating. Oh, that was poor because Tanganga just didn't go with St. Maximum, and St. Maximum will put it wide. We get very lucky. Don't know if anybody else is having this same issue. Could just be a me thing, 100%. But I am finding sometimes when I'm playing those more intricate passes, it's not actually passing to the player I want it to pass to. Edwards now pings that one up to Harry Kane. Kulusevski. He used the run of Harry Kane to then be able to play that ball back inside to Harry Kane. And this surely here will be 1-1. Oh, my God. Harry Kane might be hitting a slump of form at the worst point in the season ever. That's a couple of one-on-one opportunities now that he has had that he's not taken. With Son. Oh, that's perfectly timed. Harry Kane's going to be in again. This is a much more difficult chance. This is another great save from Pope. Oh, well, that is infuriating. Alexander Isak for 2-0. That is on me, to be fair. Silly mistake again. I don't know why Romero moved the way he did, though, to be fair. Sorry, Lenley. I just want to see it again in the instant replay, because look at the way he moves. Can I just be on Lenley? Right, so if I'm Lenley, just watch how he moves here. It's really weird. So I switch on to him to pull him forward, and look at how quickly he just darts forward to give Isak the room. Why? It makes zero sense. That's definitely not what I was trying to do. Ilic now has picked up an arc. I'm not quite sure why that has happened. The game's doing me dirty today. Let's put it that way. I'm going to make a double sub, but I don't think this game can be rescued. I'm really struggle to score at the moment with these new sliders. I'm not going to lie to you. I might have made it a little bit too difficult just purely because we're having such high scoring games. That is the joy of tweaking sliders on FIFA, though, I guess. But I might have made it a little bit too difficult for me to find the back of the net. But I am finding it very, very difficult at this current moment in time. Hopefully, we will find a balance in the long run. I'm also finding a few issues with the game in general. Harry Kane's making a run. I'm not sure I'm going to get it in. If he takes that down, I was going to say that would have been brilliant. But Lascelles has defended really well. I'm starting to understand now why Newcastle has the best defense in the Premier League this season so far. Tim Lopez will play that forward. Isak was always going to play that. And I don't know why players don't get closer. Oh my God, what a tackle from Guéhi. That was fantastic. But I do not understand in this year's FIFA. This could just be me, but the patches that we're seeing are starting to frustrate me. Because why am I centre-backs when players are coming forward just still staying super wide? As if they're not trying to close up for the opposition that they're coming up against. We picked up another injury, though. The player who's come on, Lucas Moura, is now going to have to come off. Ivan Toney will come on. So it'll be Toney and Harry Kane up top to see the game out. The AI defending this year for me is just, it's really starting to irritate me. Don't know if anybody else is noticing it. I'm just intrigued. I didn't notice it earlier on in the game. Whether that's just me having the blinkers on and not noticing it because it's a brand new game and you don't really pick those things up at the very start. But I'm starting to notice it now, and it is annoying. Ivan Toney then. That was lovely. All of that was lovely. Kulusevski. Oh, he had to chip it. He's still going to get it in the back of the net. Now, there is enough time left. Whether there's enough time left to bag another 2 goals, or even just 1, I would take 1. Our fighting spirit is sticking with us again. Kulusevski, though, is absolutely knackered. But at that cam position, does bag the goal. They're not giving me an opportunity to win the ball back at the moment. St. Maximum. Well in Tanganga. That was fantastic. Play that one across. Edwards into Toney. Ivan Toney now needs help. Doesn't have it, but we are going to still keep the football. Can I work an opportunity now from this position? Sessegnon to Harry Kane. Good touch from him. Great play back to Sessegnon. Into Harry Kane. Oh, Harry Kane just couldn't get the ball over to Kulusevski. And unless we win the football back here, Newcastle are going to beat us 2-1. This is really frustrating. Massive victory for top of the league Newcastle. Little bit of a frustrating match for us here. 4th place Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, there was so many frustrating moments in that match. So many frustrating moments with actual recent patches in the game. Again, I don't want to beat on about it too much because it is what it is. I feel like we feel this every single time FIFA comes out. As the game goes on, they patch it, and for me, it just gets a little bit worse. We've tweaked the sliders, though, and I'm finding it so much more difficult since we tweaked them. I do think maybe we went a bit over the top with some of the defensive sliders that we tweaked. So maybe I need to work on that. But although we've had a few poor results recently, we're still looking pretty decent in the league. Champions League is just a goal this season. Obviously, Arsenal now creeping up behind us. Definitely do not want them to try and overtake us. We need to put a bit of a run together. I need to see what the injuries were, and we've only got one, which was Lucas Moura. I did have to sub off Illich for an injury as well. So Lucas Moura out for 3 weeks, which is a shame. He's been so good so far this season. But now we're going to take on Crystal Palace in the Cup next. That is a massive one. Also, we need to make a decision on Hugo Lloris, whether we give him a new contract or we let him leave on a freebie at the end of the season. I'm not going to sell him. I'm not going to give him a contract and sell him. I think this would be the right decision for him at this current moment in time. I think it would make sense to give him 1 more year, if I'm being honest, while we get Lafont into the first team and have him as our starting number 1. And then we probably have to buy another backup goalkeeper. But I think we should give him another year. But I want to know what you guys think and how you feel on that one. Do we give Lloris just 1 more season? Probably be more backup next season as well, because of course he's going down now in rating quite rapidly. But I think he's worth 1 more season for sure. If you don't already know, I really want to win a cup this season. So we are planning for the Carabao Cup. Because as you can see, we've already managed to get to this stage already. We've beat some big teams. Now, coming up against Crystal Palace, this is the kind of game where usually boy Yorkie would slip up. We're not going to do that this time. This Palace starting 11 is pretty decent. They've signed Timber as well, so that makes them even stronger defensively. I have zero idea, though. I'm going to tell you this right now. I've got zero idea why João Mario is playing at right back. No idea whatsoever. We're going to keep our eyes on Eze on this one because you guys have suggested him a few times, so I want to see how he gets on against us. Hopefully he doesn't have too good of a time. We've got Son and Tony up top. We've rotated, of course, a little bit because it is the Cup, and we have tons of games coming. Norwich in the league next, so we do need to rotate a little bit, but that's the starting 11. Spence starting at right mid. Destiny on left mid. Celso and Højbjerg as our central midfielders, and it's the usual back line. I've opted with Lenley instead of Gahey, although Gahey has been fantastic. Lafont, our goalkeeper. We've definitely carried a rough Sun perform from the last episode into this one. But what I'm not going to do here is allow us to carry it here into Selhurst Park. We are going to get a victory here. We're going to go through to the next round. How have Harrogate got that far? They're playing against Reading. You just know I'm going to get Liverpool or Man City, though. I'd love to get Reading or Harrogate, depending on who wins that. But you just know I'm definitely getting Manchester City or Liverpool. Now, that man right there, a lot of people are calling for me to replace. Well, not even replace, but start planning for life after Heung-Min Son. And when you're a manager and you're building a team, that's one of the most important things. Replacing those key important players. And we're going to have to start thinking about that soon. That was nearly a perfect ball from Destiny. That would have been a fantastic way to start off the game with an Ivan Toney goal. He's not had many since we signed him. But he's been a decent backup when called upon. He's not had the game time. I was expecting... Well, I wasn't expecting an injury, but you just know that at some stage there's normally going to be a big injury to Harry Kane. We haven't had it, and touch wood, we're not going to get it anytime soon. Also, into Maddison. I love the way Maddison moves the football. Son, back across to Maddison now. Good position for Maddison, and there we go. 1-0 Tottenham, that is more like it. Our number 8, James Maddison. Big acquisition for us. Hasn't been prolific so far. Kulusevski's played a lot of time at camp, to be honest with you, which wasn't expected. But we will take that from James Maddison. Spence plays it. Højbjerg. Tony. Across to Heung-Min Son. Good position for Son with the shot. With the finesse shot from outside the box. You boys have been telling me to try that more. And that worked perfectly there. Well, from that Newcastle game, this feels like a little bit of a contrast. Maybe helps that I've warmed up. But he just switched it to his left foot. What a finish that is from Son. Replace him. I don't know if we need to do that just yet. The 31-year-old finding the back of the net. And maybe already at this stage, putting us through to the next round. It's been a while, to be fair, since we've had an outstanding performance. It'd be nice if I could have one in this match. And instantly, the boys just seem to be playing on a different level. James Maddison's footwork is absolutely fantastic. Destiny finds Son. Oh, that's another good opportunity. I could have played that onto Ivan Toney. Definitely should have played it onto Ivan Toney. But I couldn't help but go for the spectacular. That is in my nature. Eze now. That's a good ball into Edouard. That's a good ball back across as well to Ferguson. Tanganga, then into Zaha. Zaha's footwork's fantastic, just like Son's was. And there we go. It's 2-1. Crystal Palace straight back into this match. Spence is just going to fire that one into Maddison because his footwork's perfect. Son's shot is saved in the end. That was a really well-worked piece of football, but just couldn't find the back of the net. Tony back across to Højbjerg. Højbjerg then into the Celso. The Celso then into Ivan Toney with a shot. Can't find a way through, but still had the football. The Celso. He's actually been all right. We was going to sell him, weren't we? I'm not so sure we're going to sell him now. That might go through to Maddison. Timed shooting is still on. I turned that off. I swear I turned that off. Mero finds Son. He's having a pretty decent game so far. He's going to play that one into Ivan Toney. They really struggle to get to him, and I think Maddison is onside, and James Maddison will get himself another goal, and it's going to be 3-1 now against Crystal Palace, and I'm not going to say it because I don't think it's game over, because this Palace side have played very well here in the first half. After having extremely tight matches, this is a breath of fresh air for this video, because the 0-0 against Everton, not really much to edit in that one in terms of highlights, and then 2-1 against Newcastle was an okay game, but there weren't too many chances beyond the actual goals. This one has started off very frantic. 3-1 in the first half. I've started to figure out the João Mario that they do have on isn't the João Mario, as that was a great ball across. It's going to be half-time here, but yeah, it's a different João Mario. So when I was saying that, I was expecting it to be the player who's playing now for Benfica, I think. He was at Inter Milan, he's now at Benfica. It's not him. I can confirm. Coming into the second half, it feels somewhat comfortable on the scoreline, but in game, it hasn't been comfortable. They've made a right mistake there. Ivan Toney then, very early into the... He's not off his line. Never mind. Let's forget that opening highlight here of the second half. Just hope that we can work our way forward. I'll tell you one thing that's been a huge difference in this match for me. James Maddison, that was a reckless tackle. It's going to be given here, just a yellow card, hopefully, or maybe even a warning. But Maddison was not happy with that. I do feel like Maddison, though, has been a little bit of the difference maker in this match so far, as they're going to make a substitution. Jean-Philippe Mateta. I don't actually know who they've just brought on. It was Mateta. I nailed it. Moving the ball really well now. So quickly. And it's going to be fired at him. Oh, what a save from the font. Mateta nearly scoring with his first touch of the football. Still have to stop him from the corner. And Crystal Palace are starting to really fire things up here. I'm struggling to hold them off. Edouard now. Oh, I thought I'd managed to get to that. Eze with the shot. What a save from Lafont. Eze again on our radar. Maybe trying to show us a little bit of what he can do there. This is a great shot from Eze and a great save from Lafont. Been so good this season, hasn't he, Lafont? He had that really weird first game win the header. Well in Højbjerg. Oh, Maddison collects that. His first touch, James Maddison, is superb. And he's not too bad at passing the football, is he? This might be his game, and Heung-min Son should now ease this tie. Oh my God, 4-1 Tottenham Hotspur, but in my opinion, James Maddison has been the difference maker in this game. That's why we spent the money on him. I need to remember that. He needs to be getting the game time he needs, because he has been fantastic. That pass was superb, by the way, as well. I could not be happier with that. By the way, I turned off time finishing, and I put on the indicator for who it's going to switch to next. This is going to make my life a little bit more easier, because I've had a few issues with the player switching again this year. Here come Crystal Palace again. They'll feel like maybe there's still chances for them to get into the game. They've not played badly. They don't deserve 4-1. I'll tell you that for free. It's certainly not felt like it's been a game where we've completely dominated them. They do not deserve this scoreline. James Maddison now, what can he do? Again, it's just good footwork. He's got great balance. And that's really what I like about him. Spence now into Son for a hat-trick. What a save. Will we get the backup ball? We won't. Destiny couldn't get to it. Lo Celso's going to keep hold of this, though. Going to get that one out to Maddison. Swaps his feet. Hits the shot, and it's blocked by Ferguson. Correct, then right at the end. Eze with a shot, and Lafont will save it. That should be the final whistle. It will be Tottenham through to the next round. Let's see who we're going to get. That was a really good game of football. We're going to have tons of highlights from that one. James Maddison, though. What a performance from him. Don't get me wrong, Son was great, but James Maddison with a brace, that's huge. I think I definitely need to be giving Maddison more game time as this season goes on, because he seems to just be that creative spark we need at Cam. Reading do beat Harrogate. Manchester City knock out Liverpool, and Newcastle struggled, but beat Sheffield Wednesday. We've been blessed. We have been absolutely blessed. Our two legs will be against Reading. We have Oxford in the FA Cup in between that, but we've been blessed, lads. This is not seen before, really, on FIFA, that we've actually been given the kind of draw. That means Newcastle will play against Manchester City in that semi-final. this could be a cup. This could be a major moment in this series and for Tottenham. But before we end the episode, we do have this quick sim against Norwich, which shouldn't leave us too many games left to play. It's another 4-0 victory. Suma scoring Sessegnon, Harry Kane, and Romero. That's a fantastic performance. Pretty sure we're the top goal scorers as well at this current moment in time in the Premiership, so that kind of ties into it. Does still see us in 4th with Arsenal and Manchester United really pushing to chase us down. Top 4, Aston Villa last season at the halfway stage here are 7th. So they're still having an okay season, but nowhere near as good as last year. That was always going to drop off. Newcastle are maintaining at the top, though. They've only lost 1 game all season. They would not surprise me if they do well. And it'll be interesting to see who they pick up in January. Do they spend big to try and maintain their title push this year? Our goal, obviously, is just to give ourselves a little bit of separation between ourselves and Arsenal. That's going to be it for this episode, lads. Next time around, we've got Watford, we've got Southampton. Probably one of them will be a sim. And then we head into January, where we're going to play Reading as well to start off the cup campaign. There's still so many big games to be played. I think January is going to be a heavy month for this Tottenham team because it feels like top 4 is not cemented, but it does look like we're going to be a Champions League team, which does open me up to the idea that we can push for bigger name players because Tottenham seem to be kind of back to normal. We're going to be a Champions League team again, or at least we can convince a player that it looks like we're going to be a Champions League team again. And we need a centre-back. And there's been 1 or 2 that have been pushed heavy. That could be the player we bring in at the start of the next episode. I want to say thank you again, lads, for the support that you've shown to the channel. It means a lot. The subscribers are continuing to go up. You're continuing to like this series and watch it. That means a lot to me. So thank you very much, guys. Again, I did mention if you don't follow the community tab, it does help because there are going to be stages when there's a lot going on in my career where videos can't be as consistent. That might not be what you guys want to hear or want to see, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. My job is my job. My work life is my work life. This doesn't pay the bills. This is just something I really enjoy doing on the side. So you guys just need to remember that if there does end up being a period of time where there's a few days without a video, 4 or 5 days maybe even, it's not for the lack of me wanting to sit down and record these and get them out to you. It's just the simple fact that the workload has stepped up at work and I don't have the opportunity to do them. Thank you. I will see you in the next episode.